Hi guys, today I have day 11 of my December daily 2015 to share with you guys. And for this first page on the left hand side, I am going to be using four 3x4 cards, and I'm going to keep these relatively simple. I don't do a lot of journaling on the actual pictures that you see here, but this is the back side of the page where I did the little pocket page with the ampersand. If you watched my last video where I have the glitter, chunky glitter in the pocket. So I'm going to end up putting a journaling square behind or on top of that glitter pocket. So we're going to see that in just a little bit. But right now, I'm just taking one of these little 2x2 cards and I'm going to fussy cut out the little coffee cup. And I'm going to fast forward so you have to watch me cutting this entire image out. But there is that. And I'm going to take a piece of the scrap that was left over from the little 2x2 card and make a little flag for that coffee cup to sit on because I thought it looked a little floaty. So I'm going to add that down. I'm also going to add some of the star washi tape that I have in my stash for my December daily, and it's a little thick, so I'm going to end up trimming it down. And I just stick this down on my trimmer, and then I'm able to trim a nice straight line because I don't like when it gets a little crooked. So this is a perfect way to do that. So I'm just going to get that where I like it on the picture, and then I'm going to adhere the little flag polka dot piece to the card, and then I'm going to top it off with a coffee cup, and I'm just adding some dimensional foam to the coffee cup to pop it up a little bit to give it a little extra something. And that enjoy that you see to the left hand side, that was a piece that was cut off that 2x2 square, and I'm going to end up fishtailing the right hand side of that and popping it up, or not popping it up, but sticking it over there on the left side of that coffee cup. So you can see I'm trimming that out now, and then I'm going to adhere that to the picture. And I decided to do it right there right by the coffee cup, and then I'll just trim off that extra there. Next, I am going to work on, I believe, the top left card, where is a picture of my daughter, and I'm just trying to figure out what I want to stick up there. I'm going to play with some of these die cuts to try to find out what I like the best. And I'm just kind of going through all the little pieces that I have, trying to figure out what I like. And it's going to end up being that little heart with the little green heart in the middle, and then the little holly. I thought the black heart and the green heart were a little plain by themselves, so I decided to layer them on top of each other. Oh, actually, no, I lied. I'm going to layer the red heart on top of the little blackish gray. Oh, nope, nope. I'm going to layer the red heart on the green heart. I couldn't quite remember. One of those is right. So I'm going to trim down this washi tape a little bit more to add that to that top left card, just to anchor the little heart and holly bunch. And then I'm going to stick that down, just using my dot runner. And I use my tweezers a lot, especially with these little pieces, because they're just a pain in the butt to try to hold with my fat fingers, so it makes it easier to get them where I want them on the page. And now I am going to add a little phrase sticker. And I'm not going to use these phrase stickers here. I'm going to actually pull one off the 12x12 sticker sheet. And you'll see that in just a second. And it says, "Oh joy." And again, just trimming off that extra that was some of the other little phrase stickers that are next to it. You get the same, you get like the color from the other stickers on it. So I don't like what that looks like. So I just trim that off. I wish they could cut these out a little bit better so you didn't have to do that. But and I probably, some people don't even mind having the other colors, but it bothers me, so I trim that off. So I had a little fishtail just to decorate it up a little bit, and now I'm going to work on this bottom left card. And for this one, I am going to add just a little strip of that leftover washi tape that was left over from the ones that I trimmed up, and then I'm going to add this holly, and it is a piece of chipboard. And I'm just going to glue that down because this chipboard tends not to stick very well. So I like to use the glue with the adhesive chipboard just to make sure it really stays in the album, because the chipboard seems to have a tendency to fall off the card sometimes. And now I'm going to show you kind of how they're going to sit, and then I'm going to put that little journaling card there. I didn't really like how the back of this looks, so I decided having that journaling card just kind of hid the back of the ampersand. I did do some stamping and embossing on the back, but I don't know, it just looked a little bit funny to me, so I wanted to kind of cover it up. Plus I needed a place to do some journaling, so I was going to not have any other room on the other pages, so this was a perfect opportunity. I'm just taking one of the cut apart sheets from the 6x6 paper pad, and I'm just going to journal straight on there with my Sharpie, black Sharpie pen, and I'm just going to line underneath it. So you're going to see me do that here in just a second. And then I'm just going to adhere that straight down to the outside of the pocket. And here are some close-ups of the cards. And then next I'm going to work on this little insert that I have. You'll see that in just a second after I show these close-ups. So this is a picture that's very hard to see, so I'm going to show you close up. It's a picture of a letter that my daughter wrote to St. Nicholas, and I'm going to use this tag that came in the packs that came in the Claus & Company Simple Stories set. And I'm going to play and play and play and move this around a lot before I figure out the exact placement. I didn't really want to hide the Santa, but I thought it may work there. So what I'm going to end up doing is trimming this down ever so slightly to fit there on the left-hand side. But it looked a little floating, so I'm going to try to figure out some things that I can do to anchor that down. So you'll see me play with this for a little bit until I get exactly what I like. And what I'm going to end up doing ultimately is putting, oh, there's my kitty cat. He's hanging out with me for Christmas again, or Christmas with me, scrapbooking again. So now I'm just going to add a strip of this green paper down, and this is just going to anchor this down to the card. And I'm going to trim off the excess, and then I'm going to take a scalloped red border punch, or border sticker from the 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and then add that down too, just to give it a little bit more oomph. I thought there was going to be too much green now, and I wanted to bring some of the red from the Santa's hat over to the left hand side of the page. So now you're going to see me grabbing that, and I'm just measuring out a little bit so I know how much to cut off. I didn't want to pull this whole strip off because it doesn't stick down as well when you pull it off and have to stick it back on the sheet, so I wanted to avoid that. So now I'm going to do this, and I noticed that it's a little bit too short for what I ended up wanting to do, so I just trimmed it down, and then you never see that in between, so it looks fine. So now I'm going to trim this little picture down just a little bit more to make it fit just a little bit better. There's not a whole lot of room to trim, so I'm going to end up trimming that down just to make sure it fits a little better so I don't hide too much of Santa's face. And then next I'm going to add a little phrase sticker to the bottom right hand of Santa's beard that says "Be Merry," and that cheer is going to go on the top here in just a minute. That star is also going to go there. I'm just trying to use up these stickers on my sticker sheet. I'm at day 11 in this video, and I still have quite a bit left, so I want to start using up some of this stuff. So I'm just going to glue this cheer down, and then above the cheer I'm going to use those alphabet stamps using my Versamark ink and just write out Xmas, and I'm going to heat emboss it with some silver embossing powder. And it didn't stamp as well as I would have liked, but it's okay. I got a little bit of the S over the E in the cheer, but it ends up looking okay. It's a little distressed looking, and then that's fine. So I'm just going to heat that up, and you'll see a close-up here in a little bit so you can see that a little bit better. So I'm just going to put those stamps away, and then I'm going to work on putting another silver phrase sticker down on the page, and that's going to go right below the word cheer, and it says ho ho ho. I thought that was appropriate since this is Santa Claus, and we visited Santa Claus this day at the YMCA. So I'm going to try put a different sticker on, but I'm going to decide against using any more. So you're going to see me try it, and I'm just not going to like how it looks there, so I'm just going to stick that back on the sticker sheet. And then this one is done. I'll show you some close-ups, and then I'm going to work on the back side of this tag. And the back side is going to be a picture of my daughter by the Christmas tree, and she just got her face painted, so she's got a reindeer on her face, and she's in her jammies because it was a little jammy Christmas party that we went to. I just fussy cut out that present, and I'm going to put the holly behind it just as a background layering element, and I'm going to put that in the top right hand corner, both those pieces, and I'm going to layer them on top of each other and then have them falling off the pages slightly because I think it looks a little bit better than if everything's all contained to the tag. And next I'm trying to figure out what else I want to put on this layout, and I'm going to end up using a phrase sticker that I cut up. And again, I'm just trimming that up. And I can't quite remember what this one, oh, it says rocking around the Christmas tree. That's what it is. That's what the phrase says on there. I'm going to stick that down. I'm going to add some more holly, I believe, down here. to the bottom page, and I'm going to use that and then add a layering of something else on top of the holly, I believe. I'm just going to trim that off because it's a little bit overhanging the tag, and because it's a sticker, I didn't want it to stick to other parts of my pages. So here I'm just going to add some simple layering on top, and I'm going to end up using Good Cheer, which is that arrow and the heart I've been trying to use for a while, and here's a close-up of that one, and that's just going to simply go into the album, not in a page protector or anything like that. Now I'm working on the final page for this particular day, and it's going to be the right hand side, and I have two 3x4s in the top and a 4x6 in the bottom. The 4x6 is a little collage that I did on a pick frame, so that's why it has those 3 pictures on it. I am taking a little snowflake that I heat embossed on vellum with my red glitter embossing powder, and I'm just adhering that to the top page, and I really like how that top left picture looks, because it's a picture of my daughter, so you can see a close-up of her face paint, and then Santa's in the background, and I thought that was pretty cool. It turned out good. So I'm just going to simply put a little punched out stamped, well, not a snowflake, but punched out stamped Christmas tree here in the middle after I look through these die cuts, and this is one that I stamped myself using an Ellie Edwards stamp. And that red glitter does just not stick. It doesn't stick to the vellum, it doesn't stick to the cardstock, and I have glitter everywhere, and that just drives me crazy. So what you're going to see me do is I'm going to end up smushing that down into a Versamark stamp pad, and then adding some clear embossing powder over the top, and then it's going to seal all that glitter in, and it's going to give it a really nice shiny look, kind of like a little badge, or a, what are those things called? Flare. So I thought that turned out actually pretty good. And I'm going to end up adding that right in the middle of that, what is it called, collage. And I'm going to add one simple phrase sticker to go across the left-hand side of the page, so it kind of fits on that little line that divides the 2 pictures. And then once I figure that out, that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys again for joining me. Hope you're enjoying this video series. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. And thank you guys for all that you do and all that you do for subscribing to me. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I've had a great time doing this, so I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. So thank you guys so much. Stay tuned for some of the close-ups, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye!